The future is here. Machines are rapidly replacing human workers in a variety of industries. This trend is only going to accelerate in the coming years as artificial intelligence and robotics continue to advance. Millions of jobs will be lost. New jobs will be created, of course, but these new jobs will likely require high levels of skill and education. Many people will be left behind. What happens when machines can do our jobs better, faster, and cheaper than we can? This is not a new question. It is a question that has been asked for centuries, but it is a question that is becoming increasingly urgent as we enter the fourth industrial revolution. We need to start thinking now about how we are going to adapt to this new reality. The displacement of workers by machines is not necessarily a bad thing. It has the potential to free us from the drudgery of work and allow us to pursue more meaningful endeavors. But it also has the potential to create mass unemployment and social unrest. The outcome will depend on how we manage this transition. We need to start preparing now for a future in which work is no longer the defining feature of our lives. We need to find new ways to provide economic security for all. And we need to find new ways to create a sense of purpose and meaning in a world without work. In his 1995 manifesto, Ted Kaczynski, also known as the Unabomber, argued that modern society suffers from a lack of meaningful goals. He called these substitute activities surrogate activities. He argued that these activities are ultimately unsatisfying because they do not meet our basic psychological needs. Kaczynski's ideas about surrogate activities are particularly relevant in the age of automation. As machines increasingly take over our jobs, we are at risk of losing our sense of purpose. We may find ourselves with more leisure time than ever before, but without the satisfaction that comes from meaningful work. This can lead to a sense of alienation and anomie. People may feel like they are not contributing to society. They may feel like their lives have no meaning. This can have a devastating impact on individuals and on society as a whole. We need to find ways to create a society in which everyone has the opportunity to find meaningful work. We need to find ways to value all forms of work, not just paid work. And we need to find ways to help people find meaning and purpose in their lives outside of work. One potential solution to the challenges posed by automation is a universal basic income, or UBI. UBI is a regular, unconditional payment made to every citizen, regardless of their income or employment status. It is a radical idea, but it is one that is gaining increasing traction around the world. Proponents of UBI argue that it would provide a safety net for everyone, regardless of their circumstances. It would give people the freedom to pursue their passions, start their own businesses, or simply take time off to care for their families. UBI would also help to address the growing problem of income inequality. In a world where machines are doing more and more of the work, it is likely that the gap between the rich and the poor will only continue to widen. UBI would help to ensure that everyone has a basic standard of living. Of course, there are also challenges associated with implementing UBI. One of the biggest challenges is cost. UBI would be an expensive program to implement. Another challenge is that it could discourage people from working. Section 4. Beyond busy work. Cultivating purpose in a world without jobs. It is important to remember that work is not just about earning a paycheck. It's also about contributing to society and finding meaning in our lives. In a world without jobs, we will need to find new ways to do these things. One possibility is that we will see a resurgence in the arts and crafts. People will have more time to pursue their hobbies and interests. We may also see a rise in volunteerism and community involvement. Another possibility is that we will see the emergence of new forms of work. These new forms of work may be unpaid, or they may be based on a different economic model than the traditional job market. The important thing is that we start thinking now about how we are going to create a society in which everyone has the opportunity to find meaning and purpose in their lives, even if they do not have a traditional job. Section 5. Technology as a tool embracing progress, preserving humanity. It is important to remember that technology is not inherently good or bad. It's a tool. And like any tool, it can be used for good or for evil. It is up to us to decide how we're going to use it. Technology has the potential to make our lives easier, healthier, and more fulfilling. It has already led to countless advances in medicine, agriculture, and communication. And it has the potential to solve some of the world's most pressing problems, such as climate change and poverty. However, technology also has the potential to be used for harmful purposes. It can be used to create weapons of mass destruction, it can be used to surveil and control people, and it can be used to exacerbate existing inequalities. Section 6, the Balancing Act, navigating the promise and peril of innovation. The challenge we face is to harness the power of technology while mitigating its risks. We need to find a way to balance the need for progress with the need to protect our humanity. This will require careful thought and deliberation. We need to have a public conversation about the ethical implications of new technologies. We need to develop safeguards to prevent these technologies from being used for harmful purposes. And we need to make sure that everyone benefits from technological progress, not just a select few. The future is not predetermined. We have the power to shape it. The choices we make today will determine what the world looks like tomorrow. We need to choose wisely. Section 7, a future worth building, shaping technology for the benefit of all. The rise of automation and artificial intelligence presents us with both challenges and opportunities. It is up to us to decide how we are going to respond. We can choose to bury our heads in the sand and pretend that nothing is changing. Or we can choose to embrace the future and shape it to our will. If we choose the latter, we have the opportunity to create a world in which everyone has the opportunity to live a meaningful and fulfilling life. The future is not something that happens to us. It is something we create. Let us create a future worthy of our humanity, a future in which technology is used to empower people, not to enslave them, a future in which everyone has the opportunity to reach their full potential. Let us create a future that is just, equitable, and sustainable. The future is in our hands.